Hello, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. If there's even anyone in there. That was the beginning of me celebrating. I know I didn't want to get like a copyright strike or anything though, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it like real quick as an intro. So yeah, that was me just having a little fun and celebrating because I'm just so happy today. So yeah. Not only that, I thought it was kind of funny because I picked out the graphic for this video this morning, and I picked it out or whatnot, and I was in my garage and I was going through some things because I'm getting ready to move. And when I was going through a bag, I found that horse mask. And I thought, oh my God, that's just so ironic that on the day that I post with a horse coming through my picture that I found that. So I just want to, yeah, happy dance. That's what I was doing. I was doing my happy horse dance. That's what that was. So hi there, Victor. Hi there, Alexis. Hi there, Miss Liz. I'm surprised you're even here. I can't believe you, lady. Have fun where you're at. Hi there, Kelly. Nice to see you guys. Oh, I'm actually a lot more nervous right now than I thought I was going to be. I'm just so happy to come here and tell you guys the good news. Hi there, Trevor. And if you're connected to my Facebook at all, you probably have already seen, the good news is that I found a house. I found a house to move into. And I'm just so happy and excited about it. I don't want to get too much into detail right now because, I'm not exactly completely out of my situation here. And I know now from my last live stream, for sure at this point, that I'm still being watched. So I'm going to be, maybe not sharing too much into that right now because I just want to get safe and sound out of this place first before I start going into so much more on there. But anyway, let's just get to some of the things I wanted to say. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you to every one of you that showed up here for me, for every one of you that said a prayer for me, for every single one of you that reached out to me in private message and let me know that you feel for my story and that you were wishing me well. Like, it meant so much to me. It was the only thing that really got me through it. I just kept holding on to that and just like asking God. I'm calling in all these prayers that people are saying for me. Like, please just help me find the way, and they did. And they really did. And it's slowly sinking in, that I'm finally going to have a place of my own where I won't be bullied and pushed around and threatened, because truly this place that I've been in now for a year has never been a safe place for me, and I refuse to go through it alone this time. I can't even imagine if I had just kept my mouth shut and not shared with you guys some of the things that I've been going through. Like I can't imagine having to try and sit through that, just nonstop. I'm glad that I opened up. I'm glad that I shared. I think that, like I said, I think the prayers is what really pushed me through that. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Geraldine and Sandra. Nice to see you. So, yeah, there's a couple things I want to mention real quick, and then I'm going to go on to some of the other things that I want to talk about. I wanted to let you guys know that I still am going to be on Disclosure Now is the YouTube channel with Ark. Okay, he has a really good, interesting story. He's going to interview me on his channel. We haven't picked a date yet. We had one picked, but, things have been kind of crazy, these past couple weeks, So look for that. I'll be posting about that. Okay, and let's see. I think, is there anything else? Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'll just get right into some of the stuff. Okay, so like last time, this was really hard for me because, the last stream that I did, I was trying so hard to hold things back. And see, that's why it's like, if I can't just be completely open here in this space with you guys, it's like too hard. It's just too hard. There were things that I wanted to share. Like at that time, I was applying for a different house And I just had these high hopes that I was for sure going to get this other home. Okay. And as I pulled my tarot cards, okay, as I pulled the cards, I could see that it wasn't going to happen. And I didn't want to say that. And that's part of the problem when I'm pulling for the collective here, is that I can relate to it a little too much sometimes. And I'm just like, so I held back. And so, yeah, I wanted to come back here a little more rested, a little bit more not trying to hold back, a little bit more of like everything all over the place, like is where I felt mentally at that time. So I hope you all made it through it these past couple weeks without my, weekly energy report, But yeah, seriously though, I know everyone has been struggling. I know I was not the only one and am not the only one going through these hard times. So, I mean, I'll tell you one thing that all this has taught me. It's taught me um, to really to be able to feel in a deeper way for people in their suffering. And I'm able to use that now, I feel like, to reach deeper levels of powerful intention in my prayers. It's like opened up a new layer and level of that for me, I feel like. And that really, I'm just trying to pull as much medicine away from this situation as I can. Okay, so yeah, last time the reading totally hit me too hard, guys. I like couldn't even barely focus that day. I was so just thinking about that house and everything that was going to happen. Not only that, but I did remember part of what I was talking about was the fortune cookies. Okay, with the fortune cookie we had, which was like beware of the patience. Be patient. God, what was it, guys? Come on. Beware the fury of a patient man or woman, and I had said something about that. Because, at the time, especially when you're going through something like this, watching my kids suffer through this was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do as a mother. I'll tell you. The hardest. Being an empath, being psychic like I am, and having to sit with them through the terror that they were going through, that was seriously so hard. And I was just so angry inside about it, and I'm not saying that that's gone. Okay. But, the next day when I woke up and still felt like I had that hope of being free from the situation, I noticed something. I noticed that when I had that hope and I had this assurity inside of me that I was going to make it out of this, that I didn't even care. That I didn't even about who this person is, what they do, what they've done, like that. There wasn't even any space or room in my heart for that anger and that hatred, because the focus that I focused on, the thing that I was feeling, was reminding myself who I was and what started my heart and how I could feel love again. And I could feel this love. I could feel the love inside me. And I remembered that that's right. That's what I'm really here for. And it like pushed all those other things. Oh, like it just pushed them out. And it made my desire to want to, get back at that person, so to speak, it made my desire just, no, actually, I think I just want to move on. I think I just want to be happy and joyful and celebrate with my children and all of you guys here over the fact that, a miracle happened and I made it through it. And I'm just so grateful for that. And I will be out of here by 9/11. 9/11. I was like, okay, we can deal with that date. All right. So that is when I'm going to be out of here, and I'll be in a new place, and I'll still be doing my streams because there's plenty of room where I'm going for me to do my live streams. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to show you guys. So yeah, one thing that I kept noticing though was the Wheel of Fortune kept popping up all over the place for me all of a sudden. Like right before all this happened, there were signs, and it was so crazy, some of the synchronicities and the signs that happen in regards to this. Hold on, I have these things numbered because I just write down what I'm thinking, and then now I'm just like, I had to go back and number them just to keep them in like some kind of linear fashion here for you guys. Okay, so yeah, first of all, my son had a dream. My son David, my children, we're all dreamers. We're all like prophetic dreamers. My son David had a dream that me, him, and my oldest son got letters in the mail that were acceptance letters for a house. So that, like God gives me these signs to hold on to. So I was really trying my hardest, guys. I was trying my hardest to hold on to that hope, but when my children were suffering, that was when I kind of got a little shaky on there. My mom had a dream, not a dream. She actually woke up. She had a vision. Okay. Cause when I heard about this new house that I ended up getting, I was really nervous even about even hoping for it. I did not want to be crushed again, and that's what it felt like, that was taking the chance of doing this. So I was trying to like stay emotionally detached from it. But my mom, she woke up, and she's had this happen a few times, but she woke up in the middle of the night about 3 a.m. Okay. And she said that there was golden writing all over her walls, written like Aramaic writing, glowing gold writing all around her. Okay. And this is, like I said, this has happened to her before, but it has been like over a decade since it had happened last. And when she saw this, she was like, oh, this is good news. And I was like, I know you want me to hope, but I don't know if I can. And she's like, Cassie, she's like, the writing is on the walls, and I'm like, okay, like that's possible. Okay, so then I was doing my own meditating, and this is the funniest one. I just want to share this with you guys because it was just too funny, too cute. So I was meditating, and I had obviously I've been praying to my guides and some ascended masters and stuff, specifically Kuan Yin. Okay, like I don't know why I felt inspired to reach out to her, and so I'd been praying to her, and so she came to me in this vision, and she was like in like a circle, it looked like, and she was like all these bright colors. They're like pastel colors, and she was like all really super happy and excited. And before me appeared a table, and on this table there was a single card, and it was turned down. And she was like, that's the answer to whether or not you're going to get that house. And I'm like, she's like, don't you want to flip it over? She's like excited for me, and I was just like, I don't even know if I want to see it, like I'm like, I don't know, am I just, am I just being crazy right now? Like, this is wild. And so she goes, she couldn't wait. She flipped it over, and it said yes. And I was like, I hope so. I truly, truly hope so. And the next day in my time hop, I actually had a meme of Kuan Yin in a circle in the pastel colors that she came to me in the vision. Okay. And it said like something along the lines of, you are important. Like, and we're happy to have you here. And I was just like blown away, like, wow, like these types of things, these communications, these things are real. And so, I went to talk to the woman about the house that day, and right away, like she basically, I could tell she was going to say yes. And she told us before we even left the house, she told us she had been like, she already knew. She basically said, I've been in your position before, and I know that you need help. I'm like getting a little worked up a little bit, guys. Sorry. But she was like, I know you need help, and I've been there before, so I'm going to give that help to you. I'm just going to grab my water. Oh, God, it was such an ordeal. So now that it's sinking in, right? Now that I'm able to finally like release and like go through all of the things that I'm feeling inside and what I've been feeling for some time. And last year I did we're gonna get to that. Wait a second. Yeah. So before I get to the last year part, my daughter had a dream that it rained really bad, and a bunch of houses got flooded. Okay. So put that aside for a second. She had a dream about this. And then this is what happened yesterday. Okay. So about a year ago, I talked about Davy Jones and the Calypso storyline in Pirates of the Caribbean 3, because I just absolutely love the story. It's one of my favorite movies, honestly. And so I always, I pick characters from movies. Okay. I think that the characters you pick kind of give you an archetypal description of yourself, depending on what you pick, and I always picked Calypso. Okay. And what I was comparing, even my situation last year here, was between a Davy Jones character and a Calypso character. Okay. Well, at the end of the movie, she gets released, right? She gets released, and she unleashes this huge storm, and which propels it to the climax of the two ships fighting and the one dying or whatever and having to come back with resurrection. That's besides the point. So what I'm about to tell you is my daughter has this dream about everything getting flooded. And then last night as I'm sitting there and I'm emotionally going through, outpouring all of these emotions, right? And we had this crazy, crazy, crazy storm. Okay. And things did get flooded. And like they're telling us to stay away from the rainwater. They said there was a tornado warning, even. Okay. And that's what actually happens at the end of the movie. Okay. Is that a whirlpool happens. Okay. And everyone gets sucked down into it and stuff like that. And as soon as it started happening, I knew, oh my gosh, okay, this is the end. This is actually the end. Calypso is released. Like, I'm going to be free from this house. And look at that. Like, it even showed up with a huge storm. Just like, wow. Like, so yeah, my daughter told us about the dream, about her flood dream. And then there was seriously water all over the roads. I couldn't even DoorDash yesterday. It was crazy. It took me like a half hour. We live 5 minutes from my son's work. It took me like a half hour just to get home through it. Like, and the craziest, this is the craziest part about it. To get him to work yesterday at 10 a.m. Okay. Because it's rained 2 nights in a row now. Last night was like the climb. Oh, and there was even blue lightning coming up from the ground. There was blue lightning. Like, what is going on? It was a craziest storm. I mean, I have some other thoughts about it too, but talking about like, could this be manipulation of some sort? Like weather manipulate? I don't know. I'm sure there's multi-layers here to it for me. So anyway, I couldn't even DoorDash. There were like, we go to take my son to work yesterday and there's no water over the road. Okay. Well, when I go to pick him up, when I'm out DoorDashing, suddenly there's like so much water that there were cars stalling out. There were lakes. There were cars stalling out. It was like a little maze. Even some of the cars were stalled out from the earlier in the day. And even though the water was gone, there was still just laying it just in the road. It was like a little maze. It was really kind of, it's kind of scary. I couldn't, because I was too afraid to drive through the water. I'm like, I can't have a car stall on me. Like with my car luck lately, like, no, thank you. I'm not taking that chance. So, yeah, working around that, it was absolutely wild. So, yeah, Calypso has been released. So, yeah, ultimately, I feel like it, a great question that someone posed to me a little while ago was just like, who am I committed to being? Like, do I remember who I am and what my nature really is, my true nature really is? Like, I am just looking forward to letting all of this go and having some peace. I'm just so happy. And thank you guys for being here with me. I think that's pretty much all. I mean, that's pretty much all I have written down here to talk about when it comes to that stuff. Wanted to make sure I at least stayed on track a little bit better this time, guys. Ah, yes. So I'm free. I'm free. I'm packing up already. Yep. So I guess I'm just going to read the chat here. Well, that's what I'm doing now, guys. I'm just looking at the chat. Yep. Clearing the way for me, for sure. Yeah. Oh, hi there, Brayden. Nice to see you. Trying to see if there's anyone else that I missed. And Barry, nice to see you too. Let's pull some cards, though, shall we? I'm ready. But we also got to do the fortune cookie first. So, yeah. Here we go. All right, put some good energies out there. Oh, that reminds me. Yes. Yes. Okay, guys, earlier I pulled a fortune cookie for myself just for the day. I don't often pull my fortune cookies for myself, but I was like, I'm really needing a fortune cookie, so I pulled one, and I wanted to tell you this. This is what it said. It said, I was asking about my stream tonight, and it said, enthusiasm is infectious, stimulating, and attractive to others. People will love you for it. And I was already buzzing at that point. I've been buzzing all day about getting to this live stream. I've been so excited about it. Just to sit here in happiness for once, instead of the pain that I've been going through. Oh, hey, Jesse, nice of you to show up. Yes. But yeah, it's just such a relief to be sitting here with good news instead of bad. Like, I freaking survived it, guys. I did it. Found my way out. So happy. All right, so let's go ahead and open this for the collective. For the collective, what message does the collective need? Let's see, put that down. Oh, and that's another reason that I decided to wear the horse mask at the beginning, which you missed, Jesse. You should go back and check that out. It was pretty sweet. No. 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 Like, why? Why that one? We got a repeat for the first time ever. Can you even imagine what it is? It's haunting me now, see? It's haunting me. Beware the fury of a patient man. I need y'all to pray for me for protection at this point. God only knows. God only knows. Yeah, for real, right? You know what? I'm pulling another one. I'm sorry, guys. I'm pulling another one. That's one. That's for the collective. All right, guys, watch out. I don't know. Mercury retrogrades right now, so who knows? Could be something like that. Okay. So we're pulling a second one. Okay, we're doing a redo because I don't like repeats like that. That's baloney. That's the reason I buy these ones. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason I get these specific ones, because they usually I've never come across a duplicate yet. You know? Okay, so give us a different message. What message does the collective need? Different message. Don't give in to cynicism. Oh, fortune cookies. I love you. Okay, let's put these aside so I can eat those later. Yeah, that was fun, right? Okay. So, yep. I'm just going to take my stuff out. I'm going to leave this house behind. And hopefully I'll never be bothered again with any of it. Because seriously, if someone is claiming that they want peace, to do anything other than to just let me leave, you know, by the 11th of September, to do anything other than that is just, would be vindictive, spiteful, and cruel to another level. I don't know. So let's just hope that none of that happens, and I just can quickly and safely escort myself out of this golden cage. So let's get on to the collective reading. Let's get on to it, because all I'm doing is daydreaming about my house. The house that I'm about to get into, that's absolutely perfect for me and my children. Absolutely perfect. Okay. Oh. Yes, exactly, Kelly. You're feeling me. Thank you. Thank you, Geraldine. Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. All right, let me just get in tune here for a second. Yeah, we're ready. Okay. Yeah. This is a reading for the collective. For the collective. I've also had some fire readings lately from some people. My friend River Speak gave me an amazing reading today. I finally got to. She recorded it a while ago, and it just totally lined up with everything. And Alexis at Ascension Diaries also gave me a really on-point reading the other day. So thank you guys for doing that. I much appreciate it. Oh, yes, and the readings that I got at the Blue Flame Collective too, they were absolutely on point as well. Yes, they were. Right, here we go. Yeah. Next week's energies. Yeah. All right. Oh, wow. Look at that. We got the 9 of Pentacles. Funny, because I was just mentioning a golden cage. And yeah, this has been a very Nine of Pentacles situation for me here. If you want any type of example of what that looks like. Okay, basically it is, you have your comforts, your physical needs met, right? I mean, everyone wants to have a Nine of Pentacles when it comes to the level of like physical comforts that they have. Okay, it's beautiful. I mean, it can be a beautiful thing. The shadow aspect of that though is that sometimes it changes you and makes you a prisoner to those things, right? To have a lot of items kind of makes you like something, it makes more that you're responsible for, you know, in the long run. Okay. So the question that I always keep in mind whenever I see this card is, you know, yeah, you get the things, right? You get the nice stuff, but at what cost? What's the cost of it? Do you know for sure what the real cost of it is? Okay. But yeah, it's a pretty cozy position to be in. Okay. Let's see. Let's pull another one. Next week's energies. Keep going on this. Yeah. Okay. Now we got the Two of Rods. Okay. So it's time to take action. All right, this person has to make a decision between two actions. It can usually mean that, like, the twos are usually like trying to make a decision of some sort. But in this case, the decision has already been made as he's already holding the rod. Okay, so he's chosen which action to take, you know, and he's holding up a sphere that usually is represented by the world. Okay, which means on a deeper level, it means like dominion over the world, right? It's supposed to be but in this case, it's going to be dominion over your own life. Okay, it's asking you to take full control and ownership over your life. All right, so hold on, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. With this Nine of Pentacles, yes. So if you're going to have these things and you're going to step forward, okay, into having more physical comforts and everything like that, it has to come from you. All right, it has to be your actions that create and make this happen to take you forward. But let's pull one more card. What's the last part of the message here? Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. The Hierophant. This is about being in alignment, okay, with what the highest good for all. Okay, like this is a heavy hitting energy card because it's a major arcana card. So this guy comes in when, you know, like for instance, for me going house hunting, you know what I'm saying? Like there could be multiple houses that you want, you know, but if you're, for me, I always kept telling myself there's a house out there that is calling for me as much as I'm calling for it, you know? And so even though I had that mentality, my decision and my ideal was I thought this one particular house, that was going to be it. You know, I was putting all this focus and energy and intention into manifesting me being in this house, you know, but the Hierophant's going to come along and he's going to say, no, actually, there's something different for you. There's something better for you. Because if what I was asking for was the best home for me and my family, well, I did get a better home than that one. You know, so the Hierophant energy comes in and says, like, yeah, he's not going to tell you can't try. Like, he wasn't going to tell me, like, I can't put that application in, you know, but he was definitely going to shut me down when it came to me getting accepted in a house that would not have been best for me. All right. So, hold on a second. So, yeah, that is the takeaway that I would pull from this. So it's like, again, having those physical comforts needs to come from your own actions, right? You need to take that step forward and have control over your own life and realize that no matter, I feel like honestly, no matter what, you're always safe in God's hands, and they're going in depending on what you're asking for, what your intention is about what you're manifesting, right? Okay, they're going to walk you down that path. The Hierophant is going to help you. Okay, because if it's truly about what's highest and best for all, then you're on the right path, in my opinion. All right, so that's what I have. I know, right? Those are good cards, right, Geraldine? I really liked those cards for this week's energies too. I'm so excited for it. It feels so good. to be doing this stuff. It really does. Oh, yeah. So freeing. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do the second one. Let's do our Adventure Time Tarot. Okay, we are shuffling for the collective for next week's energies. Nice, we tuned in real quick that time. Yeah. Yeah, and next time, the next stream that I do, I do plan on talking about some of my dancing, because I've really come into an understanding of it a lot better now than I have over all the years, where I was just like, I was doing the movements and stuff, but now I've been getting downloads on actually what it is I've been doing when it comes to these things, and how it helps me manifest and things like that. So I'm definitely going to go over some of that. Like I said, next time I stream, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to show a little bit of it. I kind of did earlier today. That was just a tiny little bit, and more playful than anything else. And then hopefully some of y'all will join me. And light leading, that's what I call it. I figured I'd talk while I do this shuffling, because these cards take so much longer, guys. But yeah, that's what I call my dancing. I call it light leaving. And we're going to talk about that next time. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next week's energies. Next week's energies. All right, here we go. I am going to have to cut my bangs at some point here too, guys, because we're back to butterfly clips at this point in order for me to just be able to see. All right, here we go. Here we go. Next week's energies. Please tell us a message for next week's energies. All right, the first card we got. I like this one. This is the Three of Coins. Okay, so this is an apprenticeship card. Okay, right off the bat, that's the first thing that always pops out to me. This is like someone who is working on a project. They're working on something. Okay, and they're actually making real progress at it. They're at the very beginning of it, but they're making some real progress. And in this particular case, we got a scene from one of the episodes where Lumpy Space Princess decides that she's going to write a play, and she's going to hire the actors and actresses from around the land of Ooh. And in this case, she becomes like really a little bit overly picky, maybe, with all the tiny little details of it, and she actually, she ends up not even being there for the final finale of it, because she was being too picky about which actress she wanted to have in the place of that. And it ended up being Jake's daughter that took the place of it. And that was why Jake made sure that Lumpy Space Princess couldn't get into the show. But really, the hard work that she did, okay, Lumpy Space Princess, the hard work that she did really created a really good play, and everyone loved it. And sensed the fact that everyone loved it at the end, even though she got locked out of the show, she was just so happy that everyone loved it that she was like, thank you. She basically just said thank you. So yeah, what are you working on, right? What is it that you're working on? Because you are making some real progress at something, and it's doing something different and unique in your own way that other people are going to, I think, they're saying basically like, don't be afraid to hear other people's inputs, but make sure that you're the one that's always the director, so to speak. But don't get so rigid that you don't hear other people's creative inputs too, that might be helpful, because in the long run, the advice, if she would have listened to Jake's daughter here, then Jake's daughter took over, and that's what made the show good. you know, but Lumpy Space Princess herself was rejecting that. So that's the thing I would say as far as the shadow aspect of that goes. You know, just be open to hearing other people's ideals too. That might be creatively helpful to you. Okay, so let's keep going though. All right. Message for the collective. Keep going. Okay. We got the Seven of Swords. Okay. So I think we have seen this one before, but not for a while in the Adventure Time one. Okay, this is about strategy. This is about how much do you reveal, what do you bring to the table, what things are you going to share with people, you know, and what are you going to leave behind, what needs to be left behind. Yeah, it can be a little bit deceiving, you know what I'm saying? If that's the energies that are at play in your life right now, there can possibly be some deception there. But also, like, I like to really look at it as a strategy card, you know, knowing what to share, when to share it, how to share it. And in this particular case, this character was really an expert at that. She was an expert manipulator. This was Jake's daughter, one of his children that he had with Lady Rainicorn. And she was like an expert thief. Okay, and so she was able, in order to even get one of the items that she wanted to get that was really hard to get, she managed to trick her own dad into thinking that she had been kidnapped in order to have him come and help her get this item, whatever. So she's that, a little bit of that kind of energy coming into play here. All right, so just be aware of that, you know, especially if it's for yourself. Just be aware of what you're bringing to the table. Like for me today, even, you know, I was saying to you guys earlier, like I was trying to hold back some stuff, but you know, for me to hold back like I did the last time, it just would have been complete chaos. So that's why I was like, no, I have to be able to at least talk about me finding a new house, or founding a new house next time. I was going to wait until then, until I found one, because otherwise I just couldn't take it. So yeah, so know what you're bringing to the table. These things are back here. I always like to notice the fact that the swords are, when they're lined up like this, because I feel like there's things that are in alignment right now when it comes to this. Okay, so doing this and behaving in this way right now, okay, it is in alignment. Okay, because you're working on something. So what's the last part of the message though for Adventure Time Tarot? Message for next week's energy for the collective. Last one. Oh, we got the Six of Coins. All right, so this is about being invested. This is about being invested in something financially, physically. Okay, something that's like concrete, right? Because the pentacles are, or the coins / pentacles are the earth sign. So they're about, you know, making things fair and putting whatever it is that you started, finishing that project type of thing. I get the feeling. Okay, in this particular case, let's go into the character though, because you know that's what I like to do, and see if we can pull anything from that. Let's see, we got Nettie. This is Nettie. This is Princess Bubblegum's brother. They were spawned from the mother gum, that's what she calls it, which was just this gum that surrounded different parts of the planet after the apocalypse. And eventually it had sentience, and these little gumdrops fell down, and these people were created. And so this is Princess Bubblegum's brother, Nettie, and he is actually responsible for making sure that all of Candy Kingdom gets the water that it needs in order to live, because that juice right there, that's the special Candy Kingdom's juice, right? Okay, so it's his job. He's the one that actually creates it, and the way he creates that is by being pacified by the tree that is on top of the castle. There's a tree there, and so he uses that to pacify himself, and by relaxing, he creates this fluid that actually ends up giving the life to the entire kingdom. All right, if he goes, the entire kingdom dries up. All right, so this is about, you know, he also has to stay he has to stay solidly in his place. Sorry guys, hold on, I don't know why. A little bit dry here. Okay, so he has to stay solidly in his place. He's someone who gets frightened very easily. Okay, like he needs stability in order to feel safe. Okay, so that's the type of energy that this character is bringing here to us. Like the thing, so it could be that the things that you invest in, you want to always feel really like you have that it's stable and that it's solid. So or maybe that is the advice, like make sure that this thing is stable and solid, because otherwise if you get afraid, you get scared off, okay, then you don't, everything dries up. Okay, so I know that message is out there for someone to interpret. I actually have someone in mind that I think it's actually going to right now. I think that's interesting. But bottom line, okay, where are you investing yourself? Okay, if you put a little bit into something and then expecting a lot out of it, that's not how it works. You know, even with our last cards, we showed like you have to be the one to take action and take control. Okay, and don't forget that what you are doing is creating something. Something real is being created. Okay, it's about strategy. It's about staying solidly committed. Okay. Boom, boom. That's what I have to say. That's what I have to say for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Where's my case? There it is. Mm-hmm. Abundance. Oh yes, abundance is a good word to put with the Six of Pentacles there. I like that, Geraldine. Yep. Yes. Watch out for sneaky behavior. I was thinking about that too with the Seven of Swords. It definitely can be, but like that's if you're dealing with someone else's energy, be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to your own energy, just be aware of where you might be being deceptive, or just where you need to use more strategy. You know, or like just because I'm not by nature a deceptive person, so it's hard for me sometimes to relate to that energy of that card. You know. But definitely being strategic is something I can relate to, needing to know how to do that, because part of what my live stream picture, that horse coming in there like that, part of what it kind of reminded me of was the page of, or no, the Knight of Swords. For some reason it kind of reminded me of that, and so I was like, okay, like I'm gonna bring that excitement, that energy, that enthusiasm, my words coming in here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just winding down now. I hope you all enjoyed that. I enjoyed being here for that. Yeah. Hello there, Sandra. Sandra, you made a comment to me on about my about the picture with the horse. You made a comment on it. It wasn't even on my post. I was like, how in the world did this comment end up over here? But I was so excited. I thought it was so funny that you said something about that, considering, the song that I posted just recently, in the song I just was playing right there, it's called Ensure Always. And it was from Rainbow Unicorn Attack. That was where I first figured out which song it was. Does anyone remember that game? I'm sure you don't remember it, Sandra. But yeah, there was this game when I was younger. Yeah. Robot Unicorn Attack? Was it that? Something like that. I know it was Unicorn Attack. And it played that song the entire time that you basically jumped to this level. Just glancing at some of the messages here. Oh, okay. Oh, I'd be a little bit okay. Yeah, that would be it. That's definitely some Seven of Swords energy right there for sure, Geraldine, and I can understand that one. So, I guess if there's nothing else, I mean, I guess I could get on out of here. Oh. I'm ready to giddy up on out of here, guys. Yep. Although, you know, it makes it harder to read the messages. So I think I'm going to end the stream. Is it not? I know, great. I know it's... Can you even hear me when I'm talking in this? Should ask that real quick. Everything is fun in a mask. Woo! Yeah. I am still finding a way to... Can you guys hear me? Yeah, you can hear... Wow! You guys can hear me in this and everything? Oh, that's so funny. All right, well, I will see y'all later. I'll talk to you next time. We're mosey on out of here, guys. Take care.